Hi, this is Sean, and this channel's called Wolf Dog Moon. And today we're gonna review the book The Maze Runner by James Dashner. If you like this kind of content, spoiler-free reviews, smash that like button. Subscribe to our channel for more. Ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss out. Comment down below and share with your friends. All right, let's get into this. And Myra's gonna join us a little bit for this one. She's over here. Hey Myra, say hi to everybody out there in YouTube land. She's bored. All right, so we're gonna review this book, The Maze Runner by James Dashner. Now, this is a cool, kind of edgy tale. It's like a dystopian kind of story where this boy Thomas, he basically wakes up in this kind of makeshift village outside of this gigantic maze, this labyrinth. And he wakes up amongst these other boys. There's an entire village in this grassy, foresty knoll that's, full of boys who have been placed here somehow, and there's a mystery to that. And he finds himself thrust into this harrowing epic, like this dark and disturbing situation where there's this monstrous labyrinth with these strange demonic sounds coming from it, and these horrific nightmarish monsters that are in inside the maze. And so he finds himself into this thrust into this village with these other boys who they've created as somewhat of a hierarchy to survive. So this is another kind of desperate survival situation. And this kind of situation where some sort of Marxist terrible event has happened where they have no memory of why they're there, and also what their purpose is other than to try to figure out a way through this labyrinth. And they have these different they have a leader, the village of boys, and this sort of harkens back to a story like Peter Pan in a way, where you have the Lost Boys and stuff. And so it definitely feels like it's inspired and kind of a homage in a way to that story, only done in a darker way, with this edgy dystopian future where some kind of event happened and now they're forced to into this situation, this terrible predicament. And so they have no choice but to figure out a way through this labyrinth. And there's this entity, or this dark shadow government or something that is put them in this spot where they have to go through and figure out a way through this maze. So right away, this illustration kind of captures you got this. Okay, this is the opening of the maze, and although there's these grassy, leafy growths growing on there, and it almost has like an ancient look to it, you have these sharp spikes sticking out, like the maw of some terrible monster, and it cinches closed into these holes and stuff. This is about courage. It's about overcoming impossible odds and trying to figure out why they've been thrust into this terrible situation. I mean, it's horrific, but through this you get to go on this awesome journey where these boys have to summon the courage and stuff to enter the maze and to try to figure out a way through it. And so this also harkens back to, I think, like Greek mythology, where you have like the maze with the Minotaur and stuff. So and it's, you know, a more modern retelling of something like that, or like I said before, Peter Pan with the Lost Boys and stuff, and you know, no, they've been forgotten, and so they have to learn how to get along. They have their own rules, and those rules are in place for a reason. So when Thomas gets thrust into the situation, he has to learn the ropes, and so they have to get him up to speed quickly, because there's no time to be you know, there's no time for babies in a way. There's no time for anyone to be crying for their mommy, so to speak. These guys have to grow up really fast, and they have to, you know, they don't have a lot of time to waste on teaching Thomas the ropes and getting him to understand the situation they're in. So this is awesome in that way. And so right away, Thomas, he's kind of drawn to the maze, and I'm not going to spoil it and stuff, but you know, he's there for a purpose too, and you're going to discover why, and it's a significant purpose. So he's the protagonist in the story. I'm going to flip this over here and show you the back, and it says, "A boom exploded through the air, making Thomas jump. It was followed by a horrible crunching, grinding sound. He stumbled backward, fell to the ground. He wouldn't have believed it if he hadn't seen it for himself." So this is a horror story. It's also dystopian, and it has, like I said, they've been put here for some strange purpose and without their own permission. So you have this Marxist governmental force or whatever has thrust them into this horrific situation, and it's a sort of survival of the fittest type thing. One of those goofball, you know, notional ideas. And so, but this is an epic journey this character Thomas goes on. You know, this is it's a good story for, I think this is considered like a young adult style book, but this would be good for anyone. They also made some Holly weird movies. They're decent movies of the Maze Runner, and so they made 3 movies. It's like a trilogy. Some of them are better than others, but my son and I like them. We enjoy watching them, and we've seen them a bunch of times. We kind of pretty much every year we kind of go through the trilogy again, and they make changes. Holly Weird always makes changes for whatever reason, you know, that I don't necessarily agree with, and they do some goofy stuff. But if you can look past that and stuff, you can have fun. You can have a fun time with the movies that they made. I forget which company made those movies. Maybe I'll post them into this video. But my final thoughts are this is a cool book. You know, it's a harrowing tale where this boy Thomas, like I said, he's thrust into this horrific, nightmarish situation. The maze itself is like a monster, like with these teeth and stuff. And then there's these twisted, demonic monster, horrific nightmares inside the maze. And so there's no time for playing around, and he's thrust into this situation quickly. And so he has to get up to speed and learn what's going on. And that's a big load to put on somebody, and at the same time he can't remember who he even is, other than I think his name or something. So his memory is all foggy and stuff, and so he kind of also has to reclaim his own dignity and humanity, because somehow his memory has been distorted. And so this is a cool tale, and it'll take you on this epic adventure, and you'll be right on the edge of your seat and rooting for Thomas the whole time. So definitely recommend this one. It also comes in an audiobook, which I've listened to too, that I had fun with. There's you know, I don't want to spoil it, but there's these awesome characters. They're called runners, and one of the runners, he's so awesome, and you really want to get behind this guy, and he and you know, Thomas really looks up to this other guy and stuff that's called a runner. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Again, I don't want to spoil it, but definitely would recommend this one. Recommend that you check out The Maze Runner. Think you would enjoy it. So comment down below. Let me know if this is something that you've read, or If you have other recommendations, comment down below. In the meantime, we hope that this video finds you having an amazing day, and we hope that you have a blessed day and that your spirits remain high. Signing out.